My dad isn't over the hill, he is over the mountain. As we sit here to celebrate my father, Richard Kreisner's 54th birthday, I would like to take a couple minutes looking back at his characteristics in life and the most important events that has happened over the past few years. You always hear people say, I have the world's greatest dad. I may not have the world's greatest dad, but I have the best dad for me. My father started his family right out of high school, which probably couldn't have been the easiest thing to do, but my mom and him, they accomplished it. Each year, the family my father started kept growing and growing, and before you knew it, there was 5 of us kids. My father still tells me today that he wasn't expecting to have that many kids, but he wouldn't change it for anything. We always thought my dad had some kind of baby guessing powers because he would guess all of our genders before the doctor would even know. He was correct 5 out of 5 times. Even after the doctor said I was supposed to be a boy, my dad still said I was going to be a girl. My father isn't exactly the shyest guy around. He is just one of those individuals who like to talk and talk and talk. I always have to warn a boy before I come into my house that my dad likes to talk a lot, just so he's prepared. Everywhere I go with my dad, he's always talking to someone. Even though he may not even know the person, you better believe it, he's talking to him. My dad likes to talk so much that you can always catch him talking to himself. People always tell me that I talk to myself a lot, which makes a lot of sense knowing where I got it from. When I was really little, like around age 5, me and my brother used to tease my dad when he would nap. When my dad naps, we used to talk to him and he would respond. Without even trying, my dad can make us all laugh. And to be honest, my father has to be one of the funniest guys I've ever known. And most of the time, he doesn't even mean to be, but still manages to make everyone laugh around him. His actions speak louder than words when it comes to making us laugh. But sometimes he says some funny things. For example, whenever I call my father on the phone, he answers with a really high-pitched woman voice, like, hello? To this day, it still takes me off guard. He does it to all of me and my siblings ever since we got our first phones. And it's always a good laugh hearing it, but never, ever dull. My father has worked his butt off every day since the day he proposed to my mother. He knows he has to support his family and does a dang good job of it. Before he started his own business, he used to work 7 days out of the week at his main job. I could tell he was exhausted all the time, but he didn't care because he knew it was all going into our family. That's the kind of man my father is, always putting people first. He would rather see his whole family smiling before he would look in the mirror to see if he was smiling. My father has been around fiberglass for over 30 years, and he wanted to start something for himself. So finally, my father took one of the biggest steps of his life and started his business around 4 years ago and called it Rich's Fiberglass and Repair. He makes small feed bunks out of fiberglass and patches other tanks as well for a small fee. I could have not been any more proud of my father. I knew how bad he wanted to start something for himself, and he did it. He never gave up, and he got through it. And his business is going great today. He always has about 5 to 6 tanks each week to do. Each birthday, I watch my father get a little bit older and a lot wiser. Things change year by year, but the bond I have with my father will never change. I cannot wait to keep celebrating these birthdays with my father and growing up with you, such an amazing man. You will always be my #1 man in my life, and someone I can depend on. So here's to you, Dad. May this birthday give you everything you want because you deserve it. Cheers.